worship and traditional medicine practice is to retain its validity because it's part of our life. But these charlatans have invaded the space and they are destroying everything. They are now making us to believe that there is possibility of wealth without work. Most of you on this forum, you know what you have gone through to get to where you are today. You know what you have gone through. And somebody will sit down in his house, they come to Oka and go to hotels. You see 15-year-old boys, 14-year-old boys living in hotels for months. Yahoo Plus, Yahoo. That is what is reigning in Anambra State. 15-year-old boy that should be in school. Why? Because these people are preparing terms for them. Go and try to. You can't even get a house in Oka because the Yahoo boys have made every. Do you know a flat in Oka, a 3-bedroom flat in Oka as we speak now, 3 million naira. Can you imagine that? Why? Yahoo boys. Yahoo boys. It's okay if what you now hear is that they are collecting from the whites that took money from Africa, right? Oh, really? So we now have to go into Yahoo Plus. Anytime you hear Yahoo Plus means human sacrifice for money. That's Yahoo Plus. Ritual killing. That's the truth. Do you know what they use in making okite? Well, some of us did a bit of research. Some of us did a bit of research. Do you know that human sacrifice is involved? Ask any dibia that you know. Ask him a simple question. Is human life involved in okite? Let him just say yes or no. Then we'll talk again. That's the truth. Now, we want to know what they are doing with okite. It is either it is a lie or it is a fact. If it is a fact, the law is against it. If it is a lie, the law is against the lie. Yeah, because there is a provision in the new homeland law that says that if you claim to have supernatural powers that you do not have, jail is there. That's what the law says. You said that you can make one rich without work. Prove it. We need the money also. Yes, so Akwakuko will be free. Once he proves that he can make money, Anambra State government, we need money. We'll be, let him make money for all of us. Even those of you overseas. Those of you overseas can
come. But some of them were Mechago Okita before Anambra 2025 security law. Kezi Feju because of the law. Because some of them are going to go.
My dear, do you know? You don't know that there were new ports after the law? The ports that were made after the law? Do you think we are just pursuing the old ports alone? There are new ports being made every day.
So honorable, I want to know, honorable commissioner, the new ports, KJM arrest, before.
The new ports. New ports. It also despite the law.
Okay, yes. Honorable from that means a lot of hope for any of these people, because people will say, no, true. You can make wealth without job is against the law. Or yes. Is against the law. Meaning they want hope for all these people. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Meaning that what? Meaning that what?
Meaning never any hope of leaving them anytime soon.
My dear, we are trying to recover the soul of Anambra State. So if their hope is hopelessness, and that will lead to redemption of Anambra, so be it. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. I'm only the commissioner for information. I'm just telling you what you find in the law. The law says if you are pretending to be what you are not, that is jail. And if you do okite in the true sense of the word, there is jail. Let me give you an example. The law, I think section 20 of the Anambra Homeland Security Law 2025 is very clear. It says that, look, if we find human parts with you, no matter the part, whether it is old, maybe you go and carry, you go to the graveyard and they dig up an old skull or skeleton or something. That's human part. 25 years in prison without option of fine. That's the law. I didn't make the law. I'm not a lawmaker. I'm just telling you what is contained in the law. And that is what the judge will be interested in. The judge will want to see that there is, if they saw you with human skull, right? Okay, you may be claiming that this is old skull, but it is that of a human being, Abi. You are found with it now. Because the law didn't say whether it is an old human part or bone. It just says human part. Human part. And you can be sure that the bones are also part of a human part, whether we like it or not. So if you are found in possession of any human part in Anambra State, 25 years in prison without an option of fine. That is a problem now. So if they are okay, then we have cause to believe that anything that has to do with human being is contained. For example, the liquid is tested and we find it contains a human blood. Yes, that is human part now. You're a gun already. We will not kill you, but we'll lock you away for 25 years. By the time you come back, you discover that Anambra has moved very far. That's the truth. So if you're talking about Aqua and all these people, they've had their days in the sun. Let them have their days also in the court. Let them go there and defend themselves. Because we will not go back. We will not go back. Unless we must look, the only person that will be free in this whole thing is the person who is free of everything we have suspected the individual of. Yes, because before making arrests, there are some suspicions that must be confirmed through, through investigation, forensic investigation. I just gave an example that the pot will have to be exhumed and really forensically analyzed. We want to know what those pots contain. And we are doing that as we speak. We are doing that. We want to know. And even if it takes us the whole of this year to dig out all those pots and know what has happened, because of course you talk about Aqua, somebody that has more than 1,000 pots. How long do you think it will take us to analyze each pot? People have to be patient, I beg. Yeah? They have to be patient.
Honorable, thank you very much for your question. I think you're running out of time, but please, Beauty with Brains would like to ask question, and Michael as well. But let me ask this very last question. So, all the native doctors Onumela rest, do you also confiscate their properties?
No, not yet. We haven't confiscated any property yet. You have to prove before you can confiscate. But their shrines are sealed. They are sealed. So that people don't tamper with things you have there. So they will be either unsealed or demolished, depending on what we find. If we don't find anything, if they are innocent, why not? Whoever is innocent goes free now. You can't tell, because if you charge the person to court, and you don't have a concrete evidence, the judge will still free the person. So why try? So it has to be based on a prima facie case that is well established. We don't want to go to court with any case that we are likely to lose. So we haven't confiscated. The properties we have confiscated and demolished are properties to which we have traced kidnapping activities. Over 20 of such properties have already gone down, and many more will go down in days and weeks to come. Anyone will conclude the investigation, the building goes down. Because the law says that any property to which a kidnapping activity is traced is automatically forfeited to the governor. And the Governor Soludo choose that any property that is forfeited to him because of kidnapping is demolished. So once it is confirmed within a week, the place is brought down to rubbles. That's his own policy, because the law gives him the power to do so. Because if the property becomes yours, you decide what you want to do with the property. You decide. And he doesn't want to keep the properties, the buildings, as a reminder of kidnapping facilities and all that. So what he does is to bring it down, and he has done so already to up to 20 buildings, including a hotel in Oba. So, and many more. I'm just telling us so that people should know. Many more buildings will go down. And that reminds me, those of us that are here and you have buildings in Anambra, make sure you know those who are living in your house. You better know who is living in your house, because the law imposes a duty on the landlord to profile the tenants, and they let the authorities know those who are living in their houses. And when you do that, you are free. But if you don't do that and somebody stays in your house to commit kidnapping, you living in the US or in Europe or even in Abuja or Lagos is not an excuse. The law will treat you as an accomplice, as an accessory after the fact of kidnapping. And the house, your house, that house you have in the village, will be forfeited to the government of Anambra State, and the governor will bring it down. So you better find out who is in your house. What I have said now is the position of the law. It's not my opinion. So do something about it and tell your friends. If they are in any doubt, they should call me. Give them my number to avoid any story that touches the heart.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner, for information. Beauty with brains. Are you there? After, then I'll go to Michael. Beauty, ask your question,
Can you hear
please.
me? Yeah,
Yes,
can
I
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. I can hear
Oh,
you,
okay.
Beauty.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Good evening,
evening,
sir.
ma'am. Good evening, there.
I don't even know why officially Ikenga brought that question to you, because the last time he did a space where he brought up I think he was referring to Aqua, the people that are protesting and all that. And I wanted to applaud you for the question, for your answers. Please, if not that we as a people we have the right to protest, I would have suggested for the governor to arrest anyone that protests on his behalf, because this is why we are here. We are complaining and everything, and now people are going over there to protest. For what? To release Aqua on what
Honorable
grounds?
Commissioner, please, if you can put your mic on mute, please. Put it on mute so you can hear her very well. I can't even hear Beauty. But, Commissioner, if you can hear me, please put your mic on mute. Beauty,
I
continue,
don't know
but I
why you
can't hear
can't
you.
hear me. Okay, I don't know why you can't hear me, but let me continue. What I was saying is that honestly, I was disgusted when I saw people protesting and pleading to release Aqua. For what? This is what they complain about: corruption. Oh, the government are corrupt. They will not do this, they will not do that. Now they are doing it. You all are there trying to interfere with the justice system. If he is guilty, they haven't even charged him, like you said. And if he is guilty, he should go in for it. If there is anybody to plead on his behalf, let his attorney do that in court. But other than that, nobody should come to protest for anything. Even if it's old Okite or
Please,
new
can
Okite,
somebody
if you
hear
are guilty,
Beauty?
they should go in
I
for
don't
it.
know why I can. Can somebody hear her,
Oh,
please?
they can
Yes,
hear
I can hear
me.
Beauty very well.
They
Okay,
can hear
okay.
me.
I don't know why I can hear her. Okay, Beauty, then continue.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. They can hear me. Okay, what I was saying is, please, Commissioner, I'm just pleading and also applauding you for that answer. You all should keep up with that. Uh, Anyone that does anything that is against the law should go in for it. Period. If the person, because that's the only way other people will learn. All these protesting or pleading on his behalf and all that, no, nobody should listen to them. If Aqua is guilty, let him go in for that. Whether he's popular, he's not, he's giving the widows money or all that, we don't care about that. What we care about is what he did. If he's guilty, he should go in for that. If he's not guilty, I believe and trust the government that they will release him. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you, sir. Let me go to Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, go ahead.
Thank you, Beauty. Thank you. Thank you.
Um, okay, the Honorable Commissioner, I'm still going back to my previous question that you answered a part of it. I wanted to do a rejoin about it was not my time to speak. I'm from Obaru, and that is in the north of Anambra State. My community is predominantly known with agriculture. And now I've come to understand from you this night that from Soludo's policy or belief that there is no plan from the government to assist by way of giving us a mechanized way of farming to improve what we are doing already in agriculture. The seedlings you mentioned, my community, very well known for agriculture, farming per se. I don't know about anything that has gotten to them in the form of government assistance to improve on their agriculture, the effort they are putting in to give the Southeast and Anambra people enough agricultural products. And you mentioned that some of the things that was established during the Michael Okpara time 40 years or 50 years ago, none of them still exists. I don't know, a lot of things that was established in Nigeria failed as a result of bad government and corruption. But because it failed, should we also continue to neglect some certain areas that is very important to us as citizens and indigenes because the previous ones failed? Would it not be good for Professor Soludo with his enormous experience, education, and good hearts do something about agriculture, especially in that axis of the north of Anambra, even in other part of Anambra State? There could be government-assisted mechanized farming. They can go into synergy with the local government chairman. Like I said before, I don't know if you heard me. Aside from going to the local government to take some few documents when you needed them, I don't see what those people are gathered there for. What exactly are they doing with our local government funds? Wouldn't it be nice for the government, the governor, Soludo, to find a way and have a synergy between the Anambra State local government, come in pairs, and establish some form of mechanized farming? Then we could be able to see within a space of 1 year, we could see these are their products. This is what they produced. It is a means of earning for the government as well, and thereby reducing the cost of food items in our markets. That's my further question and submission. I don't think it's very good for us to rule it out
Well,
because others failed. I know.
I
Yeah.
think your point is made, and if you had me the first time, I never said the government is not prepared to assist in the area of agriculture. I already told you what government is doing to assist by providing free seedlings, free this, free that, free training, free startups, free funding. That is assistance. What I said is that as a matter of policy, that Soludo is not prepared to set up a mechanized government farm. He doesn't want that because he believes that farms set up like that in the past all failed. Soludo believes that what should be done is to encourage individuals like you to come up with such proposals. Government will now assist you to go into that business. You, as a person, government will assist you speaking now, to go into mechanized agriculture.
Sorry for interfering.
Let me finish, I beg. I have already told you that government does not want to go into mechanized farming directly, but they will go into it through people like you who want to go into it. You can get lifeline from government. You can get land. You can get money to procure the equipment. Then you work it out with government how you're going to repay the loans. That is what Soludo is prepared to do. It's an economic model. It's an economic model. That is one. Now, you have Owaru local government. Owaru local government is run by a mayor who is autonomous. I was there the day the Owaru local government chairman, or we call them mayors, defended his budget. Talk to him. I'll get you his number if you don't have it. Tell you to go into mechanized agriculture. He's autonomous. He doesn't need the approval from Governor Soludo to go into mechanized farming. I'll give you his number. You know, I think you have an acting chairman now. I want to believe that I don't know whether
I wanted to ask you: is he the one that is arrested in the United
yes,
States or the vice?
somebody is acting. The deputy is acting.
It's in his state now.
The deputy is acting and is running the local government. And I'll give you his number. Tell him that Dr. Mefor, Commissioner for Information, said you should speak with him on mechanized agriculture in Obaru. Soludo mustn't do everything. That is why you have local governments, and they don't need the approval of the governor to do anything. That's the truth. They don't. So, if Soludo says he doesn't want to go into mechanized farming, your own local government chairman should be able to go into it. Nothing is holding him back. He has the capacity to go into it. He has the funds. Because local government allocation is released to local government chairmen directly, no longer to states. That is the truth. Good. So, Soludo is not going into it, but Soludo can help you to go into it if you are ready with a good and workable business plan, and your own mayor should also be able to go into it. He should, because he has the funds. He has the funds. He has no excuse. So convince him. That is my answer to that, to be honest. And there is nothing you will do to make Soludo to set up the mechanized farm. It's impossible. Because
so it's not about really setting up a mechanized farm. What about making tractors available for lease for people that already has farms that needed those tractors?
That is what we are saying. You should come up with a plan. You come up with a business plan.
But if I have a farm now, but I don't have tractors, I don't have the mechanized machines to work on, the government should be able to have the Ministry of Agriculture in the states.
Are you really listening at all? I said government can give you loan to procure all those machines, those tractors. I said that before. How else do I say this? Government doesn't want to buy it for itself, but government can help you with seed money to buy the tractors, as long as you will pay back. What more do you want Soludo to do? He should be the one driving the tractors. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to buy and lease. You go and buy by yourself. You take the money from government as a loan. Government will be pursuing you to pay back. That is it. That is what Soludo wants to do. And I agree with him, because all the other ones government did in the past all failed. All, without exception. All failed. So what is the guarantee that the new one will, that today's one will be different from what has happened before? Even when those other ones failed, we didn't even have much corruption. Today, anything you set up, look at ordinary law enforcers. Any new law you bring people, you call them to go and enforce the law. They see that as an avenue to enrich themselves. They will start arresting people and collecting thousands from them. Are these the same people you set up mechanized farm and say go and manage? That's the truth. There is no more. Look, even our fathers that were a bit honest, it still failed in their hands. Is it these people? They say, okay, you are Operation Udogachi, you are Agune Chamber. Didn't you see some of them collecting bribe? This is the one we just set up last month. Oh. Go and look at, all of them, anti-tout, all of them are all collecting bribes. So when you now set up mechanized farm, I asked you, will you bring angels from heaven? Is it not the same people? Once you turn your back, they will sell the whole the machines. They will sell the whole machines. If they don't sell it, they will be using it, they will be leasing it out to people. Anambra State has a hotel as we speak. That hotel, I was looking at I've not seen even one kobo that they paid in for that hotel. Maybe they are paying it in some other ways I don't understand, but I can't find it. We have a hotel, Golden Tulip, Punagoro. Where is the money? Where is the money they are making? That is the truth here. That's the tragedy of the black man. That's what is happening in Anambra. That's what is happening all over Southeast, all over Nigeria. So if you are serious about mechanized farming, bring it on. I'll work it out with you. I will help in convincing governor. This man wants a loan to procure 20 tractors, and he needs a 2 years monetarium. I think that is what it's called. That is tax holiday. Then after that you start paying back. That you finish paying in the next 10 years. Business. That's what Soludo wants to see, so that even if he leaves office, another governor that comes, we know that you owe Anambra State government, and not that they dashed you tractors to use as you like, we'll call it lease and all those things. It has never worked. Our people are terrible people. Terrible. None of them is ready to work for common good. That is why I gave examples of our enforcers. People, you set up a law, go and enforce this law. They will go there and start collecting money from people. That's what's going on here. And it's the same person you will set up a tractor company, leasing company, tractor leasing company, and you hand it over to one of these politicians. And you expect to see a tractor.
My honorable. Then what exactly
Mr. Mike,
is the Ministry of...
Wait.
No, you are interrupting too much. Wait, the Honorable Commissioner is speaking. You have jumped in more than 5 times. You can't continue like this. Wait, other people want to talk. So allow the Honorable Commissioner to land. So when he gets to your turn, you will speak. Also, because I have a whole lot of questions. I'm a commissioner, but at least can jot down one question. So please allow him to land. Because now I need where on Canano. Commissioner, please
Can you hear me
continue.
now? Can you hear me?
Sir, if you can hear me, Dr. Law Mefor, continue, please.
Uh, I said that I'm done. I'm okay with that. So if there are one or two more questions, I can take and then sleep. It's already past 12 here.
Yeah, Mr. Kinsley. Mr. Kinsley
Thank
wants
you.
to ask a
I
question.
have question
Please,
for
my
you.
very self, Michael, I want to ask question, please.
No, you.
I actually wanted to say something about Alpha.
Who are those jumping in? I don't understand. Who are
Officially,
those doing
Ikenga, can you
this?
hear me? Oh, Lord. Mr.
Beauty, are
Kinsley,
you
can you
there?
tell him that you are next? Mr. Kinsley, can you tell him that you are next? He can't hear me.
Anyway, um, let me ask my question. Honorable Commissioner, you talk of law enforcement officers who are bent in destroying what we labored to build in Anambra State, which is our security. They are doing everything humanly possible to, kind of destroy that security our governor set up in Anambra State. Now, those guys, not only the security, including people by Potasi, now Governor Serudo Senefa for free. But if you get there, you know, I say, 5,000, 2,000. Actually, my commissioner, ndị Daliwu dị etu a, ma ndị nọ dị in charge of anything belong to Anambra State, like just the hotel you mentioned, ndị dagasili we made the right thing. Kelife bụ their punishment in Anambra State.
We simply flush them out. That's the punishment.
And honorable, you think forcing them out is enough?
That is what we do for now. So that's it. Just flush them out of the system. That's what we do. So what else can you do? Take them to court and stuff, and you spend the resources, processing their jail time and all that, which can last for another 2, 3 years, perhaps longer. We just flush them out of the system. That's all. That's what we do.
Okay. Okay, Honorable Commissioner, why can't we make a new law? Why can't we, in China, if you are serving the public and you commit anything fraud, I think it's a capital punishment. You may even be killed by hanging. So why can't we have? Because listen, without law like this, people will continue to misbehave. Okay, for example, the person who is in charge of the hotel you are talking about, the person may be saying, "Oh, highest they will sack me." So he or she will root and root and root. By the end of the day, you just flush the person out. He will continue with the money he rooted. And I don't think it's fair for the citizens. Why can't the government of Anambra State make a law that if you are serving Anambra State, if you embezzle the fund that belongs to Anambra, you will be killed by hanging? I think with that, by the time 2 or 3 people received it, I think people will even be scared to take, public job in Anambra State. What do you think of that?
Well, it's a good recommendation. But we are in the executive arm of government. Those who make the laws, they belong to the legislature. And you can bring it on as a recommendation. That's the truth. Yes, the executive bills can also prescribe that. But we have even much more pressing issues like the kidnappers, for example, right? You agree with me that kidnappers, armed robbers, cultists, Yahoo Plus, they are far more dangerous than somebody who stole a government fund. So it's a matter of priority now, and what government considers to be much more urgent. So like I said, it can be prescribed, and let us see what the legislative arm of government can do about it. For me, I consider kidnapping far more urgent than those who steal from government covers, either in large lumps or in small lumps. Stealing is stealing, but my dear, kidnapping, murder, the armed robbery, they are far more serious than that. Far more serious. In my own scale of preference, I may be wrong, but I believe that government is focusing more on this issue of kidnapping, armed robbery, cultism, Yahoo Plus, evil native doctors, drug dealers, and fake churches and fake pastors. The government considers all these things far more urgent. And don't forget that the issue of corruption of public officers is not just a state matter, as such. You have EFCC, you have ICPC. So rather than even enact a new law, is to get these federal agencies that cover the whole country to deal with the corruption of public officers in the states. Yes, because you have EFCC. It's economic crime now. You have ICPC. It's about corruption, corrupt practices. So they are there and they cover the states as well. So it's not as if you have absence of laws. There are laws dealing with this, and the state may not even have prosecutorial powers where it comes to such laws. Some of these things are federal offenses, even though it is a local government or state fund that was stolen. You have federal institutions dealing with this. You have the police. The police is there. They have the anti-fraud unit and all that. So matters that were referred to them, what did they do with it? Good. So these are problems. So when you make a new law asking that people will be hanged, you still have to send them to court. Send them to court. And the person that will do the prosecution will still be the same policeman that is aware of the theft and is not doing anything about it. So it's a complex mix. Complex. Do you understand that? And even if, let me tell you, if you make a new law saying that whoever steals can now be killed, right? Beautiful law. But do you know that there are people who were convicted of offenses that carry capital punishment? Do you know in the last 10 to 20 years, none of them has been executed in Nigeria? No governor has agreed to sign the warrant. No governor has agreed to sign the warrant to execute people that have been convicted of murder, armed robbery, things like that. Governors are not signing. I recall one day a question about not signing the warrant for these people to be executed was asked a former governor of Benue State, Gabriel Suswan. The man said he didn't sign as governor because he didn't want a situation in the night. A foul spirit will be knocking on his window for sending him to his early grave. Can you imagine that? That's a reason given by a governor, a lawyer, a PhD holder in law. So you can see that it's not a matter of even law. Even the political will is not there to do some of these things you are talking about. It's not there. Because the laws are there already. Those who are convicted are not punished. They are not. You send somebody to police before you get them, the person will get them before you. Nigeria police. So It's a beautiful recommendation, but my dear, even the little laws we have, we are not implementing them yet. So why waste our time making new laws that will not be implemented in, to the letter to make the society any better than we have met it? So that's what I can say about that. Okay.
Thank you, sir. The host, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, and I think this will be the last question for Honorable Commissioner. Please, I
No,
think Obi.
no, the host, Mr. Kingsley wanted to ask a question. Mr. Michael Ejiofor had a question, but you interrupted him.
But the commissioner don't have that much time. Commissioner, please, how many questions can you take? Commissioner, I don't know if you can hear me. How many more questions can you take?
Maybe one or two.
Okay, please, sir,
Okay.
can I, the host hold, please, sir, can I plead if you can keep your answers short? That way we can accommodate the other two people or
Yes.
three, please. Okay. Next, Mr. Kingsley is not there. Mr. Michael Ejiofor, go ahead with your question. Mr. Michael Ejiofor, are you there?
Thank you, my sister. I'm very, very
Go ahead.
appreciate. The question I want to ask, I'm still going backward towards the first question I asked, because I want the commissioner, the honorable commissioner, to clarify me on this particular issue, because that has been a problem that we have, and we have not been able to, have an opportunity like this in order to solve it. I'm talking about the road leading from Aguleri Junction to Ayamelemu. Is it a federal road that government of Anambra State cannot take care of? Or is it Anambra State road, Anambra State road? And why they are not putting it into consideration? That's the only thing I want to ask. Thank you very much.
I will check to know the status of that road and pass the information to you through Ikenga Uruagu.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay,
thank you, sir.
Michael.
Thank you very much, my commissioner.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Beauty.
Next is Mr. Kingsley. Is he there?
Kingsley is not here. So it.
Okay, let's go to the Obid. Mr. Obid, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
I think I'll cover those some of my questions that because I do know that Obiano Rapple Anambra State, EFCC Mwabatabia Bulia on his way to United States. Now he answered some of the questions himself by saying about the secretarial powers and everything. In other words, the federal government disburses funds to the states, which is meant for the state, and somebody embezzles it, embezzle this money that is meant for the state, and nothing happens to him because the federal government, who is the EFCC, comes back again and pick up this individual, and for whatever reason, after a few days, they will let him go. Okay, so I don't understand that. So, but he clearly that they don't have all these powers. My question is, how can these things be put into perspective? Because as far as I know, or the way the whole setup is run, it's really disturbing. It's really disturbing that that I'm hearing from you most of the time that it's like the state is helpless in being able to do what they supposed to do full time. I know you mentioned that kidnapping is worse than all these people embezzling funds, which is, I would think that the opposite is true. Because if these monies that are being embezzled are put in different aspects of development and create jobs for all these young men, all these okay thing and all these money rich, quick money rituals and everything will not even be here in the first place. So you already answered the question, but the question is, how can we now? Are we just gonna settle for this type of system? What is it on you guys who are already in the power? What do you do to have this the way the system works now? You know, be better. That's what I would think, because it appears that everybody had settled for whatever is happening in Nigeria. And that is the big problem that we have. It's not about any other thing. It's just what is happening. Lawlessness, I would say. So, what are you guys in authority doing to correcting these type of things? Like if somebody steals an Anambra fund, it should be an Anambra task force that gets him and deal with him accordingly. That's what I think. And if we are settling for EFCC, what are the people in authority, people that are in the government? What are you guys doing now? Or are you guys saying, oh, that's the way it should be? Thank you.
Well, we are running a skewed federal system of government. And, a law remains a law no matter how obnoxious until it is set aside. That is the problem here. Until certain laws change, you just have to work with them. That's the truth. So, for example, many of the things that can be done to take care of some of the things we observe here as lapses, they fall within the ambit of the federal government. As a presidential democracy, you have three arms of government and you also have the layers of government. And then the constitution is divided into federal and concurrent list. So whatever you find um, in the exclusive list, there is nothing you can do about them because the power of states are ousted as far as such laws are concerned. And that is why, again, I think that Soludo's approach is a lot better because what Soludo is doing is to create the enabling environment that will now enable Anambra citizens and other investors to go into investment in Anambra. That is what he's doing, providing roads, access roads, hospitals, schools, digital infrastructure, everything that you need. The airport is modernized. You have leisure parks and so on and so forth. Those who now want to go into investment can do so because if you invest and hand over, the people will just run the whole thing down. And even in the power sector also, that is the same approach. The law that you will soon sign into force is to provide a legal framework and certain enablers will be provided like access road, water, and so on and so forth. But the actual power infrastructure is going to be concessioned out. Even if we build it, we will not manage it, we concession it out. Like you have with geometric power project in Aba. That's the kind of thing we are looking at in Anambra. We don't want to manage any of these things because Once we leave government, anything can happen. You cannot protect those assets beyond your tenure in office. Your successor will just decide to do as he likes, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's better these things are concessioned out even before you turn your back. You know, we don't like some of these laws, but our hands are tied in many instances, and there are efforts to ensure that you have true federalism in Nigeria. You have installed mental devolution of power from the center to states and to local governments. This process is slow, but it is the only process available to us now. What do we do? You know, Jonathan called a press conference, a national confab in 2014, but he refused to implement the outcomes of the conference himself called. He did not. Even the last constitutional amendment of 2014, Jonathan refused to sign into law. All these things would have resolved many of the questions of true federalism in Nigeria. He did not sign. That's a Christian Southern president. Obasanjo did not even allow any amendment at all. Another Christian Southern president. So is it Buhari that you blame for not amending the constitution? When your own brothers ruled, they didn't do anything. So what are we saying? Now you have Tinubu. Tinubu has done 2 years already. Nothing about constitutional amendment. You know, so what we have to do is to work within the laws that are available to us and make the best of them. That is what Soludo is doing. Because he cannot work outside the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Until they are amended, you have to work as the law. You see, lawyers among us here will agree with me that we do not, we don't, the law or the judge or judges, they don't work as the laws are supposed to be. They work as the laws are, no matter how obnoxious those laws are. They are laws until they are set aside. That's the way the country is structured. Yes, that's the truth. So we need to keep working, keep pressing until we get somebody courageous enough to restore Nigeria to federalism. Because you can see that Tinubu is not even going in, doing anything in that direction. He's not. Jonathan did not. Obasanjo did not. So who do we blame? Tinubu, Buhari, a Northerner? Huh? So let's face reality now. Yaradua was. That is where the military. That's the truth. You know, we keep pushing until something better happens. I don't know if I made any sense.
Yeah, Honorable Commissioner, I think you have said it all, and you have given us the answer that we asked for here. So we thank you for your time and your layman explanation. Everything you said here is well understood. If anybody decide to say Namagotaghị ife i kwuru, that means onye ahụ anaghị agwa onwe ya eziokwu. So kelee okwu ihe edebela anyị before isiza ndebe anyị ka ọ chịbọ.
Yeah, all I can tell us is to keep the faith in our state. It's a federal system. Let us make our state, Anambra, livable. That is the most important thing. Livable. Let it be a destination where we can all look forward to returning to. Because we can live in Anambra, we can work in Anambra, we can enjoy in Anambra. because it's our state. So let us work together to achieve even half of the dreams of Soludo for the state. Let us be on top of the security, because if we go back on these security measures, these criminals will return with vengeance, and it will be worse. It's just like you remember the parable in the Bible where Christ was saying that somebody had a demon cast out, and he went back to his old ways, and the old demon returned with even more demons to make his state even worse. That is what will happen to us if we remove our legs from the throttle. We must win this war. If we fail, Anambra will go down for decades. But I am happy that Soludo is determined. He wants to pursue this war against insecurity to its logical conclusion. And he is doing so much to develop the place, develop the people, make Anambra livable and prosperous without borrowing a penny. That is in itself an achievement. Not borrowing to do all he has been doing is an achievement in itself. So I'm not campaigning. I don't want to talk about whether there is vacancy in Agroka or not. That's not the reason why I am here. All I'm saying is, even the one time, the mandate given to Soludo that will expire next year, 2026, that is when he will be 4 years in office. Can we all cooperate with him to take Anambra to that level? So by November 8th this year, I believe he will be able to run based on the strength of his achievements. And since he has surpassed his manifesto, and he's on top of insecurity in Anambra State, I do sincerely believe that the Anambra will renew his mandate. Good night, everyone.
Ndewo,
Thank you, sir.
ndewo, ndewo. Dr. Law Mefor, the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Anambra State, under the administration of Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. We thank you, our spoken Honorable Commissioner. If Anambra Juena Tayo Toketa no Abona, at least ndị na-achị anyị, including our governor, they are reachable. You can get to them, you can complain direct to them. So on Afugena before, common just party getting one word two. You went on phone to ask him question. Now, a problem because most of them are corrupt. Most of our politicians, they are fantastically corrupt. Most of them, not all of them. But ndị wepụtara onwe ha n'ime mmụọ n'eziokwu ịlụlụ obodo nna ha na nne ha ọlụ, Chineke ya agba ụnụ ncha niile ume. Ndị nkwanụ sị nọ ka ha bịa to root us to hell. Chineke ya emekwana ha nke Chukwu ji wee bụrụ Chukwu. The only thing mma, and ana m eweta ya as a suggestion, bụ a ga-enwe law ife na-akpata obodo ji abụ obodo bụ iwu. N'obodo bụ obodo bụ iwu. Na ị na-agba n'ụzọ polisi anọghị ya, but ihe eji aka gị na-agwa onwe gị agbakwana speed, agbafekwana limit, because ịma ife ga-eme gị na ịgbafe limit ọnya ka obodo. So mụnwa, the next thing mma suggest by the time our governor ga-ebido the next 4 years bụ build the database a ga-eji echeki ihe niile. Ịgba speed n'ụzọ edebala into your destiny. Ọ bụrụ electronically, ọ bụrụ mmadụ ya abịa kwụrụgodo ugo na polisi adọba aka n'ọnụ before amara. And another thing bụ ndị anụnwa na-eche nche our security men, like Nnamukwu Obidiobien will always complain, see, nedokwa ha anya because enwekwa ike ndị anyị dịrị ka achụwa ndị ohi nwekwa ike emekọtazịa ha atọ na ọchụbakwazi ya ịwa dịrị ha chụwa ndị ohi, and anyone caught doing something abụrụ ife onye a kwesị ime ha si adazi na-eme apụta achụpụ ya because ịchụpụ ya ọ pụọ jee solu ndị struggle ọba ha na into struggling people okwu nke anyị ekpekwe na olu that side. So any of them enweta the government of Anambra State here then I update n'ife na-eme onye anyị, and I chief for the punishment maka onye ọbụla pụta to sabotage a whole Anambra State. I don't think such a person deserves to live. Ipota, do you know what it takes to build the security of Anambra State? It's just to potakulu nilo maka 20 naira or 50 naira or 100 naira. A sabotage the security formation of Anambra State. No, you ever see where capital punishment. Yes.
Can Mr. Kinsley walk because he's been trying to come in network and Biko?
We are about to close, but anyway, Kingsley, okay, it's okay. Kingsley, take the mic.
Okay, thank you very much, my people. Nema na to go more video na takambata na speaker section. I think it was a little bit difficult. I don't know if the honorable commissioner is still around. I wanted to ask him some questions.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, go up for the day,
okay,
but any question you want just before I answer
the brief one. It's a brief one, Ikenga. Just a brief one. It's about my honorable commissioner. Good evening. Elias, good morning. Please, I wanted to ask about, when Operation Udogachi started, there was this disturbing video that came up online about somebody collecting 200 naira, one of the security. I wanted to know, with ESN and the formation of ESN, with this particular project, which is Udogachi. Is there any measure, like, and when the plan, the government team will go in, for such occurrence not to repeat again? That was just my question. No, the question, I don't know. If you can answer, thank you very much. I'll be very happy.
Okay, I think now Honorable Commissioner Azagokwa Disajuju, all that most of these people now they will flush them out of the system, but we disagreed with him because flushing them out alone are there enough, punishing them in secret are there enough, because the problem I'm with today in Nigeria about punishing people secretly. Today, for the new way of doing things. Never in the history of the world, or when you be able to make kind of a peace or kind of a negotiation, president, what another president, and a video, and a queer, on your bonanafia, but Donald Trump and Maggie, that they are making things to be transparent for everyone to see. Ọbụna president nkechi do ibi aka n'ọnụ onye ọbụla afịa. So who is the security officer? No, the state will punish him, the citizen will not even know. Or go for we end up. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Because every Dr. Law Mefor, do you mind? Or you don't think
also, I want that the commissioner I would like to commend him about, I wanted to say something during the time issue about Akwokoko was on, problem we don't really want to solve our problem because of sentiment and all that. Akwokoko is not above the law, and just like every one of us here, even the governor is not above the law, and he's not the one that makes this law. If custodian to that law, that's all. The law. This law was meant to govern Anambra State, and if anybody found himself wanting to that law, I don't think any reason why people should come out and start, pleading on behalf of the person. That is very, very wrong. I was listening to Ikenga's um, space 2 days ago, and he was pleading for the governor to be lenient with Akwokoko. It is not for the governor to be lenient, it's for the law. If actually he has nothing to do with any form of criminality, the law will set him free. It is not in the governor's place to be lenient. It is not in his place at all. The law has to take its course. If anybody is found wanting, you know, let that person face the law. That is between his attorney and then the justice system. It has nothing to do with the governor. So let nobody come and start pleading on behalf of who and who and who. And if you should look at it in a very, very holistic way, these guys has contributed so many, like Imago, 100% of what is happening in Alibo. If I'm being honest, 100%. No, I am guessing 120% because they are the genesis of all our problems. Everybody wants to make it just Kitan and Kechi. I wish if we should continue that way. Why are we gonna kidnapping, ritual, all this organ diversity will keep going on. So a middleman now this whole thing, and we want to take them away. Nobody should come asking for the government to be lenient. All the very, very wrong. That is just my take, and I want to commend the commissioner.
All right.
Jide
Thank you,
Nyebunusi,
English.
do not take off your foot on that throttle for the meantime until sanity and peace is restored completely. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Easily. The only thing I can assure you, people, there's a freedom of speech and expression. Nobody can ever protect for anyone arrested by the government until the final judgment. What people are doing is actually just pleading. It's your right to plead. It's government right to decide whether to listen to you or not. It's always your right when whether who you love is guilty or not guilty, you will still plead. But that does not mean that your pleading will change anything. So, and I believe now the answer the Honorable Commissioner Nyalai, because that's the right thing to do. Or bro, mad one person arrest. I then na you nyapota yoba for one, and happens there others, just like beauty with brains gwakwam daddy. But daddy yen as my friend, not as if na mamaro. Nah, this is never the right thing to do. I'm no, you can't start begging for someone to be freed. Why now the investigation is not yet over? Ihe na ayọgwanụ bụ ọ bụ na ife onye ahụ committed adịghị enough maọbụ ọ bụrụ na ọ committed anything at all that the government may free him, and ọ bụrụkwa na nwe ndị a ga-echi warning echi for warning or just if I my own personal opinion or bro what the law says. Now, now beauty, I don't know. You are raising your hand again. Okay,
No,
you can talk
I
and close
wanted
the
to I just wanted to correct something. For the fact now we're public figure and Junwa surrounding Buru here insecurity, like when it comes to insecurity, especially in Anambra State, we are looking up to you. I don't think it's fair for you to be the one to champion that, to write it on your wall, to tamper justice with mercy. That's just where I'm coming from too. Let the law take its course. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, correction taken off, taking the correction, and we must continue. And another thing, Neku Kabudish, anybody serving Anambra State, let it be a law now. Again, where a kind of open punishment for the person like Ndaku Nilo, Nano Kego. We are yet to I got Jugidokwa Commission until Anyamali Feme the person. Because Obu no one Feme the person, Obu they use other person as example, all that will continue. So if I know about my own, and another day, the questions I can well I got you, Honorable Commissioner, but when are they planning to build a kind of modern state? When I say modern state, state that runs by database, that you can say anything electronically without going into this analog, system of thing. So that's another question we are going to ask Honorable. Imafia, Nkwonewi, anytime they put a machine pass, and then they generate billions of dollars yearly. Now, Nkwonewi, but if put a name Nkwanya, ọ dịka ebe a na-achụ aja ebe ndị eze nwanyị mbụmbụ na ndị ụmụ dibịa na-akpa nzu n'anya mbụmbụ na-ada anọ. That's exactly how it looks. It's like but nọrọ outside na-anụ maka Nkwọ Nnewi ijeziafụ ebe nwa na-akpọ Nkwọ Nnewi ọ dịka ebe ndị agha bigas. So actually mata when Kelo the plan of the government to modify this market, complex standard place, moto on it, and some of the places. Ekwesị ịlụgharị ka ọma mma. Anyway, if I have a question for another day, I thank you all for listening. I thank our speakers, those of you who ask questions.
One more comment. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Emma, the way she Aju Commissioner Ajiju, and they may not I had a second round, and they even to make contribution as with respect to what can be done. Okay, and I do remember that in the past I asked the commissioner if there's possibility that we can get a forum, not necessarily to air out or air the opinions and questions or concerns of the citizen, particularly in the Anambra, nor in diaspora. Because all these things we're doing, it's nothing else, but it's a sign of our interest in the well-being of wherever we come from, both people in Imo and everything. But let me speak for Anambra, so I want you to take this message, to him. He's the Commissioner of Information, yes, but we need a better, we need more than this. And part of the question I asked about Governor Mongokwalunde commissioners, just like him, is part of the process to get some forum or platform where we will always have discussion with these people, bringing in our ideas. It's not only asking us to bring money to come and investment, about go, but it doesn't end there, because you can even give people idea and it works. It's not just about money. It's not just to bring money and invest. Ideas do work, particularly when people live in a developed world. They can make an input that will change a lot of times. Some of the ways these people are doing something, you look at it and now say, okay. So all some of those things, if I can compare, we can at least do something similar. It may not be 100%. There are so many things we can proffer solutions or bring in ideas on how that thing can be done to be effective. Okay, now they have revealed to us that they are at the mercy of the federal government. Because to me, most of the time, when these issues of the way to handle situation comes up, you find out they are at the mercy of the federal government. But if we have opportunity, we may bring in ideas how they can navigate around all those problems that the federal government is creating for the states to be run effectively. That's all I want to say. Thank you for the opportunity. And Ekenekwa Bro, Ndewo.
Nzobidi Darwin, yes. I will table your this thing before Honorable Commissioner. Then we take it from there because if you could, Amaka, I could see where I didn't Chani Negano. Although name something like that, but in Kara enough, and well, part of ebe nwere ihe dị etu a mana aghọtara m nke ị na-ekwu nke a ga-abụzi home and abroad ndị be anyị nọ ndị Anambra steeti nọ in diaspora na ndị nọ n'ụlọ so ebe anyị anọ na-atụkọsi uche ọnụ just onwe ife mmele anya anyị feel na ife abụrụ a good thing na ọ na-edate the image of ndị Anambra steeti anyị kwuo ife anyị chọ put our own demand just like ndị anụnwa ifo na-anakọsi ego niile ọyite ndị Anambra steeti ule ka ọ bụ so anyị kwuo okay, this is what we want. So follow him there to our here very, very, very soon. But meanwhile, I thank all of you for your time. Amaram, hey, beauty again.
No, no, him tell you that anyway something a critique that is coming up. Onuga like it. And also next thing I got it to a little bit more organized when it comes to the questions and answers. Man may take it in long is the questions they are since somewhere in limited time. But I got plenty for my next time, I promise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And another thing, Bo, the suggestion, Kello, the next person I need here. Anybody, any mayor, any this thing you want the commissioner to bring on board, let me know. Obuno commissioner for empowerment or whatever development. I don't know what they call it. Different commissioners and or mayors. You let us know so that we know what to do. We know what to do. But I thank you all for your time. And may God Almighty continue to bless all of you. This platform is where we gather to speak the bitter truth. Onye ọbụla eziokwu anara dị mma, the person abịa anywhere close to this place. Maka na ebe anụnwa, even if not the host, mere nke people achọghọ, they will tell you without fear or favor. So, ndị be anyị ka ọ dịbagodonu.